Regulation H has its scarcity of electric types in the format with no Raging Bolts, no Iron Hands, and no Miraidon. However, electric typing is so valuable, especially with the rise of Rain and Pelipper, so being able to find strong electric types like Toxtricity with choice specs, Punk Rock to boost its sound move Overdrive, which is a spread electric type move, might have a lot of value in this format. We're going to be trying out a team that won a Ladder with Gardevoir and choice specs Toxtricity. This is a choice specs Toxtricity team featuring a Gardevoir that was able to win an online ladder tour. We have a Tailwind offensive team with the Talonflame, able to get the priority Tailwind with the Gale Wings ability, and also has some pretty strong Brave Birds with that Sharp Beak item boosting the power. Well, is to help out against physical attackers and protect to allow Talonflame to last around on the field. The Garchomp pairing is really nice because you can go for Earthquakes next to Talonflame. Talonflame does threaten the Rillaboom, so you can go for Brave Bird into the grass types, which is pretty solid. And Garchomp being a really nice speed tier, one of the faster mons in the format, able to threaten a lot with ground coverage, which is really good, especially like Arcalon being very popular. Dragon coverage as well is pretty nice because dragon types are just really strong in this regulation. So having ability to hit like Hydreigon, Salamence, the other Garchomps is pretty nice. Having Earthquake as a spread move to pair up with the Talonflame, and Stomping Tantrum as a single target move to help out against the grassy terrain Pokemon like Rillaboom or just mons in grassy terrain in general. Pretty solid. Terra Steel, very nice defensive option with Garchomp, albeit against his ice weakness and its dragon weakness, as well as fairy. We have the choice specs Toxtricity though. This one with the Punk Rock to power up its sound moves and is able to do a lot of damage with that choice specs. Able to do so much with Overdrive, which is really a strong spread electric move, very valuable against Pelipper, but also just in general against water types, which are pretty popular right now with Water Tauros, Palafin, and more. Boom Burst with Terra Normal, a base of 140 power spread move. It does hit your side of the field, but it's able to do so much damage with that Terra Normal and the Punk Rock boost with the choice specs. And then Toxic, in case you find something that's like really defensive stall, you do have that option to go for that Toxic and wear them down over time if you really need to. But it's able to do a lot of damage, able to pair up well with this Terraghost Talonflame, which also prevents fake outs, but Boom Burst as well, partnered with the Talonflame, and pairs well with the next Pokemon, which is this Gardevoir with Telepathy. And what Telepathy does allows Gardevoir to be immune to its partner spread type attacks, which is really solid because it allows Gardevoir to dodge the Earthquakes and the Boom Burst from Toxtricity and Garchomp. You're also having really nice fairy coverage because fairy types aren't exactly strong plentiful like Fluttermane was in the previous regulation, so getting a little bit creative, but having that fairy coverage is solid, as well as Trick Room and Imprison, which is pretty valuable because being able to shut down Trick Room from Farigiraf and Indeedee side spam, really nice, as well as the Focus Ash to make sure Gardevoir can last around on a turn and make it really annoying for those Trick Room teams to set up that Trick Room because Gardevoir will always at least last one attack. We have the Basket Legion with the Choice Scarf adaptability. It's a really good cleanup mon on a offensive team, especially with a decently frail team like this, because it's able to do a lot of damage with that last respect and clean up in end games after you have already weakened your opponent's team with the lead. And last respect, just able to do so much damage with that adaptability boost. It's incredibly powerful, and that Choice Scarf allows it to outspeed threats that it wouldn't be able to otherwise. Finally, the last mon on this team, the Queenly Majesty Serena, to prevent other priorities like the Fake Out that could disrupt to like the Talonflame and stall out your turns with Tailwind. You also have Taunt that can help out against opposing Trick Room as well, as if you need it, and just able to provide some nice coverage with Power Up and Triple Axle. And Terraghost to help out because you can still go for Boom Burst next to Toxtricity if you want to. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. Ursaluna, Hisuian Arcanine, Hisuian Samurott, Rillaboom, Golden Go, and Whimsicott. Okay, so we got Tailwind offense on their side. It could be Trick Room on the Whimsicott, so that's something I'm going to have to take account for. Garchomp looks pretty strong here against most of their team. Only doesn't really like the grassy terrain from Rillaboom, but we do have Stomping Tantrum, which is kind of big here. What do I want to go? Serena's not too bad, but I don't really like it too much in this matchup. I really like Talonflame. I think Talonflame's super strong. I like the Garchomp pretty nicely. I do think that I want to go with maybe Scarf Basket Legion. but there is the Rillaboom I am concerned about. So I do like Toxtricity. It's pretty good against Golden Go, Hisuian, Samurott as well. And Boom Burst can do a lot of damage to the Blood Moon Ursaluna. Now, the only question is, am I bringing my Basculegion or am I bringing Gardevoir? Now, Gardevoir does have some usage where it does have that Focus Sash. We can be able to hit into the Samurott super effectively as well, so it could be a backup. But I'm thinking Basculegion. I think as long as we handle the Rillaboom precisely, we should be okay. We are bringing a Talonflame and a Toxtricity that does have the option to go for Sludge Bomb. I do think I might be a little bit weak to Rillaboom, but we'll see how this matchup goes. We're going to see the lead of the Hisuian, Samurott plus the Whimsicott, as I do lead the Garchomp and the Talonflame. So I don't think this is too bad of a lead here. I can go for quite a few options like Tailwind immediately. Earthquake seems pretty strong here. Or I could go for the Brave Bird. I do think that I probably want to get Tailwind up. The only thing is a little bit concerning. I can't really... So if I get Tailwind up and they go for Moonblast, that's the only thing I'm really worried about. But I think I will just get a Tailwind up, and I am just going to go straight for the Earthquake and do as much damage as I possibly can to these Pokemon. Let's see how this is going to perform. I don't know if they're going to Moonblast straight away and then Tailwind next turn, but they do just go for a Tailwind immediately, which is good for me. So if they Moonblasted, I think it was actually pretty worse, because then they could have punished me with another Tailwind. I think I had to get that read right as well. So we are able to get an Earthquake off, some pretty good damage into the Samurott. Ceaseless Edge going to come out into the Garchomp actually. So they're going to take Rough Skin. We are going to have the Spike set up, but I don't think the Spikes is too bad for me. That's actually pretty good because I can go for a Brave Bird into the Whimsicott, and I think I'm just going to go for Dragon Claw because I don't think they're switching Golden Go anytime. Maybe they're switching Golden Go for the Whimsicott and maybe Rillaboom for the Samurott slot, but otherwise I just really can't see it. A Brave Bird's pretty safe into the Whimsicott for the most part. We're going to see the Samurott protect, which is really ideal, so I don't get the KO here, but I don't get a double KO, but I do get rid of Whimsicott. So no Tailwind can be set up for the rest of the game, which is nice. I still have all 4 of my Pokemon. Resources are still available. I do have to make sure that the Rillaboom is checked, either with maybe a Willisp or I KO it with a double up here, because that's going to be pretty crucial. As my game plan with Basculegion would be really nice. I also would like to not lock into Sludge Bomb if I can. I would like to lock into Overdrive. And Samurott can't protect the next turn. They don't really have a Pokemon that's faster than me. I think that's going to be Ursaluna, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, it's Ursaluna. Not too surprising here. And I don't see a problem with just going for a Brave Bird, I think, into the Samurott. And maybe just to protect with the Garchomp, which I think is pretty safe for the most part. I don't really see a huge flaw here. Unless I think it's Rillaboom back. If I think it's Gold or Arcanine, I always preserve the Garchomp. So I think I just go for the Brave Bird and I go for the Protect, because I get to scout for what they click here. We're going to see a Terra actually come out for my opponent. Since the Samurott wasn't Life Orb, I don't think its Aqua Jet is able to knock out the Talonflame. We are going to see the Terra normal, which is actually nice for me because now they're not going to be immune to a Sludge Bomb in the future. So we are going to see the Terra on the Blood Moon Ursaluna, and we are going to protect the Garchomp. Let's see what they decide to lock in here. Okay, nice. We do get the Brave Bird. This should probably be Terra normal Hyper Voice. Like, I'd be very shocked if it's anything else. We are able to pick up the knockout there, which is great. And let's see what they decide to go for with the Ursaluna. Gonna just be Hyper Voice. Yep. Okay, perfect. Now let's get in a position for... I think I go Basculegion first, because if it's Rillaboom, I don't want to have Fake Out Pressure. So we do see the knockout into the Talonflame. I also want to scout if it's like a Golden Go potentially. Life Orb taking damage on the Ursaluna. Let's go out into our Basculegion. All right, let's see, who are you bringing out? Is it Rillaboom? Is it Golden Go? Is it... I think that's Golden Go. Yeah, it is Golden Go. So that actually works out really well for me. Okay, really nice. I think Overdrive should be able to win this end game for the most part. So I think I'm just going to go for a Wave Crash. Adaptability Wave Crash is absolutely insane. I think I'm going to hit into the Ursaluna, and I think I'm going to go for a Stomping Tantrum. I'm trying to think if there's any Terras that come into play here. Terra Normal is definitely a throw on Toxtricity. I think I'd probably just go for the Terra Water Wave Crash into Ursaluna and go for a Stomping Tantrum into the Golden Go. Terra Steel and Garchomp could make sense, but probably is getting knocked out here. I think even like a single target resisted Terra Normal Hyper Voice or a Shadow Ball, make it rain could potentially KO, so I don't think it's ever worth it. So let's bring out the Terra Normal or Terra Water on our Basket Legion, do as much damage we can do with the Wave Crash, and then set up for a Overdrive sweep with our Toxtricity. That's the goal here. Protect on the Golden Go is completely fine, as all I need is really big damage into the Ursaluna. Good damage. I might get double knocked out here, but I do think that Overdrive should be able to sweep the game. I guess I could have doubled up like an Ursaluna. Actually, maybe I should have doubled up Ursaluna because Golden Go couldn't take the knockout on both. So I didn't want to play into Protect game, but then again, I think the game plan should be fine as long as the Toxtricity is faster, and then Overdrive should be able to sweep. If this is a really fast Golden Go, it does change things, but we'll see. Otherwise, I misplayed by not going for a double up here into the Ursaluna, which maybe I should have looking in retrospect, because I thought the Wave Crash would do more. It's Terra Water Adaptability Wave Crash, but then again, I guess you don't get that much damage with the Terra, and I'm used to like Life or Basket Legion calcs, because that was the last time I used Basket Legion. Toxtricity will come in. Shadow Ball should not be able to KO, especially since we saw Protect. We know it's not a choice set. Let's Overdrive here and see how much damage we do. Okay, yes, we do outspeed Golden Go. Perfect. We're able to outspeed the Terra Normal Ursaluna as well before I can go for any attack that would just blow up my Toxtricity. So Ursaluna goes down. Golden Go gonna fire off a Shadow Ball. I guess I could have Terra Normaled here just in case, but if I had it and saved it. But I think, yeah, now I should just guarantee the win here, because even if you have leftovers on the Golden Go, it's single target choice specs Overdrive now. The first one did over 60%, so, and that was spread target, so this is a single target unless we speed tie, and I don't think there's any reason why Toxtricity and Golden Go should speed tie. They're going to Protect to get leftovers recovery, but I just don't see them able to take this Overdrive. I just, no way. If it is a speed tie, it's just going to come down to speed tie. In that point, I just misplayed by not doubling up the Ursaluna to guarantee that I had spread damage available. But then again, I don't know if Overdrive and a like Stomach Tantrum would have KO'd the Ursaluna. If it did Protect, then Golden Go went for like a Make It Rain. They're going to go for a double Protect. Sure, they're going for their win con of leftovers recovery, which I do think is fair. Although I really don't think they're living a single target Overdrive. I do think that if this is a speed tie, they just have to go for it. I mean, they did get enough health if it was a double target, but maybe I might have even been able to knock it out if it's double target. I'm pretty sure let's just show them the power of Toxtricity, just Overdrive to Golden Go and finish it off. They go for a triple. I mean, I don't think that would save me regardless. I just don't think that would save me regardless. Overdrive, choice specs, even a critical hit just on top of that, but the critical hit did not matter. We saw how much Overdrive did with the spread, and having the 100% power is just going to make much more of a difference. So Golden Go goes down. Toxtricity able to clean up in the end game as I expected it to, and fantastic right there. Oh no, Masquerada, Indy, Volcarona, the Armarouche, Star After, and Blood Moon Ursaluna. There's so many tricks that could be involved here, especially with weak armor, weakness policy, Armarouche. That's not great, not great. All right, we do have a Talonflame, which is nice. Talonflame is pretty strong here. The problem with Talonflame though is Talonflame cannot really do that much damage, and if they lead something like the Indy Armarouche, I'm in a lot of trouble, and I mean a lot of trouble. I think I just go with Talonflame and Toxtricity. I think Overdrive is going to be super important. This is my game plan, just doing as much damage as I possibly can. I think I need a backup in Gardevoir. And then last Pokemon is the Garchomp. I can see it being Basket Legion too, but I think I'm going to try Garchomp, especially since, I mean, this is just awkward because I can't tell if it's the weak armor weakness policy. Is it going to be the standard size spam Trick Room with like Flash Fire? We'll find out. But that's going to be really important. It's like, and I denied Trick Room and the policy. Oh, that is not what I expected. Star After plus the Blood Moon Ursaluna. I wonder if I could blow up this. You know what? I'm willing to try to blow this up. I'm gonna go for Tailwind with Talonflame, and let's go for that Boom Burst. If we knock out the Blood Moon Ursaluna, it's incredible. We have to sacrifice our Talonflame. If we don't get the knockout on the Blood Moon, we do lose 2 Pokemon immediately, but I think I could clean up with Earthquake Dazzling Gleam combo. So I'm willing to risk it. I also don't need my Terra on Gardevoir or Garchomp. I mean, Garchomp could be nice for the Terra Steel, but then again, it's Armouge, right? And they have like multiple fire types on their team. I'd rather just send it. All right. So Talonflame's going down this turn guaranteed. And we are getting our Tailwind up. And hopefully the Boom Burst is... I'm hoping that this rock music blows up this Ursaluna. Scare away the bear with this Boom Burst here. I think bears are scared of loud noises. Come on, pick up the knockout. I don't... No, I think it depends on how bulky this Ursaluna is. That is a bulky Ursaluna. Might be Assault Vest, actually. Oh, wait, we wouldn't lose Toxtricity. We tear it. Well, they could Blood Moon here. Oh, they Hyper Voiced. Okay, that actually works out really well in my favor. Okay. Okay, we get to go Gardevoir next. This is a very good spot now. This is a very good spot now. Because I get to go for a Boom Burst with Telepathy Gardevoir. Entity comes out, but I can imprison the Trick Room. Oh, that's so good for me. Also, I do think that is Assault Vest on the Ursaluna. I think it would have probably went down if it wasn't Assault Vest, actually. Okay. Let's go for the Imprison. And let's go for the Boom Burst. Blow them up, Toxtricity. Blow them up. Boom Burst, Telepathy, Gardevoir coming in clutch. I don't know how much this does to Indy. I might have been able... Oh, wow. Indy took that really well. But Blood Moon does go down. And we are able to get the Imprison and deny Trick Room. So huge. And let's see what the last is going to be. Yep, Trick Room is sealed. Perfect. Perfect. Armor's gonna come in, but at this point, I think we're doing too much damage. Let's see. Was it Psychic Seed? It was Psychic Seed, so that's why I took it. I missed the Psychic Seed interaction. But now we can go for a Psychic into the Armor's. We can go for Boom Burst. Let's see. I just don't think Armor's can do enough damage. Oh, they Terra too. What Terra are you? There's no way you Psychic Terra here, right? I'm actually surprised because the Dazzling Gleam was an option, but we'll take it. So that works out. They followed me, but I mean, Toxtricity goes first anyway. Let's see how much damage we do to the Armouge. I expect huge amounts of damage with the Boom Burst. It's Focus Sash. What? Okay. I mean, it goes down to Psychic. I am very happy, though. We got to blow up a team of Boom Bursts. Not in the way I imagined at all. But we definitely take those. Blasted through their team with Boom Burst, Terra Nova, Toxtricity. It's strong. It is strong. It does do a lot of damage. Also, it had to be Assault Vest Ursaluna. There was no way it was taking that little. While Indeed with Psychic Seed was taking that much. Grimmsnarl, Arcanine, Golden Go, Rillaboom, Hydreigon, and Palafin. All right, we have some scary threats. Palafin can be a little bit terrifying. I don't exactly have the best Jet Punch answers, but I do have Serena, which can be good for priority blocking. I do like my Garchomp a lot here. It's great into the Hydreigon, good into the Golden Go, good into Seeming Arcanine, forces a Terra usually, so it's pretty strong here. The Toxtricity with Overdrive can be interesting here. I also do like Gardevoir quite a bit because it's a mon that can force Hydreigon to Terra. But do I have the best answers here? I do really like the Garchomp. I do like Gardevoir, I think. Gardevoir just allows me to go for like Earthquake, Dazzling Gleam. Has some really good coverage. I think in the back, Toxtricity is pretty strong. I'm debating Basculete or am I going Serena? Serena helps out Palafin, but like Hydreigon could Terra, which is a little bit scary because I think Last Respect would be a really good endgame cleaner. Serena isn't too bad. It prevents fake outs and extreme speed, but Basculegion also isn't too worried about that. It's only really worried about like Rillaboom Grassy Glide, which is something I would have to respect. So we'll see how this matchup performs. I would say I have to be really worried about the priority. So maybe Serena was the better answer. I did think Basculegion was better offensively because Terra Steel and Hydreigon would be really hard for my team to handle otherwise. I see Palafin and Grimmsnarl come out. Okay. So I'm okay with Palafin Grimmsnarl. I don't know what their retreat is because everything gets covered by like a Dazzling Gleam Dragonclaw or Dazzling Gleam Stomping Tantrum. I think I'm going to go for a Dragonclaw into the Palafin because I think it should be Rillaboom coming out. And I think I'm just going to go for a Dazzling Gleam. We are going to see the retreat on Palafin immediately to activate the ability. Is this Rillaboom? Yeah, Rillaboom comes in perfect. So I get some pretty good damage into Rillaboom immediately with Dazzling Gleam plus a Dragon Claw. So getting some damage into Rillaboom is always just really nice. Perfect. Reflex comes up. That's perfectly fine. Actually, the Grimmsnarl is going to take a lot from the Dazzling Gleam. So I very much appreciate this. As Dragon Claw going to come out. Not that much damage into Rillaboom, but we do get the Dazzling Gleam off. And as you can see, we get a good amount of damage to that Grimmsnarl. Perfect. Now, I probably would like to just... Maybe I should go on the offense. I think I always go on the offense. I always target down the Rillaboom with Dazzling Gleam plus a Dragon Claw here. They could go for Fake Out, but they'll take Rough Skin damage, which is nice because getting the damage on Rillaboom is so important for my Basculegion clean endgame. So we will go for Dazzling Gleam, pick up the knockout into the Grimmsnarl. The Rillaboom, as you see, is just super low. They're losing resources really quickly. They did get the access to screens next to Palafin, but I think that this is still a pretty strong spot for me. All right. Is Palafin coming in? I imagine Palafin always comes in. I need to focus down the Rillaboom. I think I'll go for a Psychic plus a Dragon Claw. The other problem is they do have potential switches. We're going to see... Oh, Hydreigon comes in. Huh. Okay. I'm all right with that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Hydreigon always tears here. I think I'm just going to go for Dragon Claw, and I think I'm just going to go for Dazzling Gleam always. They go for Grassy Glide. This might be a double up in the Gardevoir, I suppose. I don't really like a critical hit there, but it depends on if they doubled up. Is it a double up? No, they Draco Metered. Ah, that crit's actually... Well, I guess it's not too game-changing. They get a crit with Hydreigon. It might be the Scope Lens Hydreigon set for the Dozo matchup. But then again, they have Palafin, so it's probably Haze. I do get a Dazzling Gleam off. I'll finish off the Rillaboom. Goodbye, Hydreigon. It doesn't matter if you have Light Screen. And now they're down into a 3-1 deficit. So that's all I really needed. I'm going to go into Toxtricity and just do as much damage as we possibly can. So they haven't used their Terra yet. But yeah, they just dropped resources. I'm surprised Palafin didn't come in for like Jet Punch, but maybe they were super scared of like Serena coming in. We're gonna see the Palafin reveal itself here, but yeah, now I can go for a Overdrive, and I don't know if they still run Terra Water or Terra Grass. I'm okay if it's Terra Grass because I think Basculegion should win this endgame regardless. But yeah, we're gonna go for Overdrive. We're gonna go for a Psychic into the Palafin. Let's see, what is your Terra? Is it Terra Water Jet Punch? I guess I could Sludge Bomb for like consistency damage. Ah, it is Terra Grass. Okay, that's fine. Again, I think I'm going to rely on Basculegion to win this endgame regardless. Jet Punch in the Gardevoir? Yep. I mean, building up the chip damage into the Palafin is still pretty nice anyway. Yeah, that's actually still doing a pretty good amount of damage. That is a Light Screen resisted hit, so I'll take it. Like that doing 25%, I will gladly take it. So Basculegion can come in. We have a 150 base power Blast Respect. Pretty sure I just blow up the Palafin here with Blast Respect plus the Overdrive, and then we should be able to handle it. That's kind of the problem with Screens. If they're playing a bit too passive at the start and I'm able to take some really quick knockouts, they just lose resources really quickly. They weren't able to pivot. Yeah, as you can see, that Last Respect is so much damage. They actually go for a Wave Crash because they probably assumed Jet Punch doesn't KO Toxtricity. I wouldn't believe so either. So they go for the Wave Crash instead of a Jet Punch crit, and then they just lose to Palafin. So much damage that I had. All I had to do, just keep clicking the hits. They really did not have a switch into Dazzling Gleam, which was like a really important thing because there's not too many fairy types out here. So Gardevoir really strong with the Dazzling Gleam, just able to do some pretty consistent damage across the board. And because they didn't tear a Hydreigon, which just made my life easier, I was able to get that double knockout, which really helped me. Grimmsnarl, Gothitelle, Annihilate, Amoonguss, Arcanine, and Azumarill. I can't tell if this is like a Perish or just it's just setup. Okay. Toxtricity seems pretty decent here. I kind of like Toxtricity. I kind of like Basculegion. I actually like it as a lead. I don't really like Talonflame too much. It can't do anything here. Serena's kind of interesting because the Queenly Majesty to prevent like an Aqua Jet, this is Belly Drum on the Azumarill, might be a play here, and I think it probably is. I do like Toxtricity. I do like the Basculegion. I think I bring Serena, and then the last Pokemon, do I bring Gardevoir? Gardevoir Sash is nice. Garchomp's pretty strong here, but Psychic seems really good. Like the typing on Gardevoir seems pretty strong here. The only problem is I'm a little bit worried about Arcanine, because Flare Blitz Arcanine's a little bit hard to switch into. I don't think I really need Talonflame. So I think, because it only really Brave Birds the Amoonguss and Wisp Pressure the Annihilate, I suppose, but I don't think I need it if I'm trying to overwhelm them with offense. Like, I'd rather just go Gardevoir, I think. Let's see, it could be Grimmsnarl plus what can it be? Grimmsnarl plus Annihilate. I mean, it just depends. I can't tell if this is Perish or if this is some other strat. They could have both, I guess, like Perish on the Azumarill and then like just set up with Annihilate. We're gonna see Azumarill and the Grimmsnarl. So I think this is pretty good for me. I'm actually just gonna fire off a big overdrive here, and I'm actually gonna go hard into the Serena. I could flip turn, but I'm a bit worried about fake out on the Grimmsnarl. I'm just gonna go into Serena on a potential fake out because Basculegion can't touch the Azumarill. So if they do have fake out, it works out really well. If they just set up a screen, it's okay. They protect Azumarill, which is fine. I have really good offensive pressure against the Azumarill the following turn. I might go for a triple axle, or I might go for taunt. Actually, I do want to go for taunt always, right? Because I want to prevent belly drum, if anything. Let's get an overdrive off. Should do some pretty big damage. Yeah, really good damage. Grimmsnarl still not able to take 2. Let's go for a taunt into the Azumarill and a overdrive. Would they go for Terra Grass? Sure. I prevent a belly drum, so the worst they can really do is like play rough. They go for parting shots. They do not know about Queenly Majesty, or they were like, okay, Grimmsnarl. Maybe this is like reflect or reflectless Grimmsnarl. That's been a thing before, so maybe they just didn't have another move option. Also, the Azumarill did not go for a Terra, so it does have Citrus Berry, but it's actually not able to set belly drum. But it can't protect the next turn, I suppose. So at least the overdrive is kind of helping. The taunt going to come out into the Azumarill. And we're kind of just overwhelming them with overdrive, even though they have light speed. It was Perish Song. Had a feeling. Amoonguss gonna come in, and you know, Amoonguss can't do anything either. Here's an overdrive. Here is a taunt into the Amoonguss. Yeah, I think their entire strategy was to just try to perish my team, and guess what? Choice Baek Toxtricity, Serena with taunt did not care about your strategy at all. There's also another reason why I led Basculegion was to be able to flip turn or switch out against Gothitelle, which I felt like was pretty big because I needed to scout the lead. Because if they let Arcanine like with Gothitelle would not have been pretty, so it did not work. Okay, this is a team we have featured on the channel with the Choice Band Meowscarada, Life Orb, Temper Flare on the Salamence. Specs Golden Go, if I remember right. Really bulky Arcalodon, Pelipper, and Incineroar. I actually have no idea what the order of my rental code was, so I'm kind of curious if this is the same rental code, but all right, let's see what we can do here. The Meowscarada is a big threat that I have to respect. Golden Go as well. Pelipper, Arcalodon's always super scary. I do really like if I can set up overdrives, because overdrive is really strong against this team, but if I remember right, the Pelipper's Wide Guard and Tailwind, so something I'm gonna have to keep in mind. I think I really like the Talonflame Garchomp lead. It's pretty strong against just a majority of the team. I do like the Gardevoir, I think, in the back. It's just really, the Fairy typing is really good other than against the Steels, but even against our Arcalodon, Dazzling Gleam hurts. And then with the Toxtricity next to it, I think it's really strong. Basculegion and Rain could really hurt them, but they have Meowscarada with Sucker Punch. They do have Intimidate, which does slow it down. I'm kind of worried about like if I have to get multiple hits off into the Arcalodon, then the Stamina just prevents me from doing that much damage from Last Respect or even Wave Crash and Rain. Pelipper and Incineroar is a fine lead here for me. Okay. Because I do lead Garchomp and Talonflame. Okay, if they fake out the Garchomp, that's fine. I'm just gonna go for a Protect, I think, on the Talonflame and a Dragon Claw in case they want to try to Night Tailwind. I don't really want to Terra. There's not really any reason to. Really, the Garchomp's here to get some pretty big damage, especially like if we can get rid of Pelipper early. Getting rid of Pelipper would be so nice for my Toxtricity because I don't have to worry about Wide Guard at all. So let's just go for a Dragon Claw. If they fake out the Garchomp, I have a double power Stomping, and I don't know how they stopped at the following turn, so I don't think it would even be too bad if they went for it. Incineroar are going to retreat, so Salamence? Yep, Salamence, that makes sense. Okay, perfect. I get a free Dragon Claw off into the Pelipper. I think Garchomp's a little bit tough to maneuver if they don't have Meowscarada. Dragon Claw going to come out in a Pelipper, does do 50%, which is beautiful. They go for a Weather Ball and a Talonflame, which is awesome. Okay. And also the Pelipper doesn't have Protect, so I'm kind of curious if they switch out the following turn or not. I don't think they're going to stay into Tailwind. If they do, I'd be kind of shocked, but if they want to, sure. I'm just going to go for a Brave Bird, I think, into the Salamence, and I'm going to Dragon Claw the Salamence as well, since it should be Stellar Terra. Yeah. I'm going to double up the Salamence here. I feel like Pelipper could switch out. Oh, Salamence retreats. Okay. Arcalodon? Good Arcalodon play if they did. No, Incineroar. Okay. Pelipper didn't have Protect if I'm not mistaken. So is this just Weather Ball? I don't mind if we both don't have Tailwind for the rest of the game. So Brave Bird going to come out. I get some damage in Incineroar. It's -2, so I'm not expecting much. Dragon Claw is still going to hurt the Incineroar, so I do get chip. Yeah, like pretty good damage. They do just Weather Ball here. Okay, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Talonflame goes down, but a Toxtricity is looking pretty good. I could even bring Gardevoir if I want to, although I really don't want to lose my Focus Sash, so I think I'm just going to go out in a Toxtricity and just direct him with an Overdrive. Because the only way they really stop my Overdrive is like a Wide Guard switch, which is fine. Overdrive knocks out both. They don't have a switch in to Overdrive. So let's go for a Dragon Claw and a Pelipper and an Overdrive. I guess like what's scary is Meowscarada could be scary. Because knockoff is going to hurt a lot. They go for fake out into the Garchomp, but Overdrive just gets the double knockout. So I am perfectly happy with that. And I should outspeed Pelipper. Yep. Overdrive will come out. Yeah, I'm timid max speed, so I always outspeed Pelipper. Pelipper goes down. Nice. All right, no Wide Guard that they have on their team, so they have to rely on their last two, which is Salamence and whatever we didn't see. Could be Arcalodon, could be something else. Overdrive looks just super strong here. It is Arcalodon. All right, nice. And Salamence. I think Gardevoir is looking like in a really prime position too. So I do want to go for an Overdrive into their team. And I'm just going to go for a Stomping Tantrum into the Arcalodon slot. Especially because they faked out my Garchomp. I have a double power Stomping Tantrum. So Arcalodon's usually around Assault Vest, so I should be able to get like a really powerful Stomping Tantrum into Arcalodon. I think they're forced to Fairy Terror, or they just go down here, if I'm not mistaken. So that's always my play here. Don't really see too much of a problem with it. Let's find out. I get some pretty big damage across the board right here. No Meowscarada just made this so strong for Garchomp and Toxtricity to do well in this matchup. Salamence, this team has Outrage. Unless they change the team, I should be fine. We are going to see a Terra. This should always be Arcalodon. I don't think Stellar Terra Salamence accomplishes anything. Yep, we are going to see the Terra. Going to be that Fairy Terra. Not too surprising. I still think Stomping Tantrum and Overdrive might actually just knock out Arcalodon. These are really strong moves, especially because they gave me the boosted power in Stomping Tantrum because of the Incineroar's fake out preventing my Garchomp from attacking last turn, so the move failed. And we now get double power Stomping Tantrum. Ooh, big damage in Arcalodon. Big damage. I feel like Overdrive KOs Arcalodon. Mine was pretty bulky, but there's a Choice Specs Toxtricity. Ooh, it does survive. All right, guess the stamina. Goes for a body press in the Garchomp. I guess like they were predicting a Terra Steel there, which just makes sense. I could have went for the Terra Steel, but Realistically, I don't think there was really any need for me to go for a Terra. I'm trying to think if there was. If they Draco'd, maybe if they outrage target. But even if they did that, I think Gardevoir would be able to win. But I guess looking back at it, I mean, Arcalon was going down that turn. Maybe I should have Terra'd. Maybe I should have Terra'd Garchomp because, like, now that I think about it, Terra Ghost on Gardevoir didn't make sense. There was no reason to Terra, yeah. So I should have Terra'd 100%. Especially the Salamence got a bit lucky with the outrage target, but I think I'm fine. I'm fine now, but definitely could have, I guess, maybe been a thing if there was some outrage targeting involved specifically there. So yeah. Definitely think I should have, but I think I might have just been able to beat the Salamence if I am not mistaken. Oh, dual wing beats would have hurt, I guess. Dual wing beats would have hurt. Yeah, I should have Terra'd Salamence for sure. Or Terra'd Garchomp for sure, but luckily it didn't really impact that game since Salamence especially went for Protect. Pelipper, Arcaludon, the Hisuian Decidueye, Farigiraf, Golden Go, and I feel like I'm missing something. Did I say Incineroar? I feel like I don't know, for some reason I feel like I said Incineroar, but maybe I'm wrong. All right, so we have some threats right here. I guess the question is, does Pelipper carry Wide Guard? Because I think that's a big one. I do really like Toxtricity. I think Toxtricity is really good here. I think Gardevoir is not a bad lead. I think Gardevoir Tox is really good because they have a really slow team in general. So I kind of like putting on the pressure with these mons. And in the back, I really like the Garchomp. Garchomp's really strong. Last Pokemon, I guess Talonflame, or is it Serena? Serena doesn't do anything other than Queenly Majesty to stop Fake Out. I feel like I'd rather just Terra Ghost to Gardevoir if it came down to like a certain situation. Yeah, I'd rather just do that. I'll bring the Talonflame in the back, I suppose. Because Talonflame Tailwind still has advantages if necessary, and a Brave Bird could come in clutch. So let us see what they're going to lead. If they lead Incineroar plus Farigiraf, I'm going for the Terra Imprison. They lead Pelipper plus the Giraffe. Okay. So I'm going for a big overdrive here. Let's overdrive and let's go for Imprison, as we can deny Trick Room immediately. If they don't protect, I get a lot of damage. We're gonna see Pelipper retreat. Is this Arcaludon, which is fine. Yeah, that's fine. I get some pretty decent damage into the start against Arcaludon, and I feel like that's always a nice trade-off. So overdrive will come out of Farig. Huge damage to that Farig as well. They do get some defense boost, which is something I do have to watch out for, but Imprison is up, so they cannot go for Trick Room, and they did attempt to go for Trick Room. Excellent. Now I just go for another overdrive, and I'm going to go for Dazzling Gleam, and let's put on the offensive pressure that we have. Okay. Nice start. Nice start. We're able to get some pretty good damage. They protect Farigiraf, which is nice because I get to build up damage onto Arcaludon, which is great. I don't think Arcaludon can pick up a knockout here. Maybe Draco Meteor can onto Toxtricity if it's a really offensive build. But look at the damage we're racking up. Like, that's some pretty good damage into the Arcaludon. And then this Dazzling Gleam gonna also be fired off. Like right now, just going for my strong spread moves. And yeah, they're in a really awkward position. I might be able to knock out the Arcaludon with the double up the next turn. It looks really close. Flash Cannon gonna come out, but we do have a Focus Sash on the Gardevoir. It's looking really rough for my opponent right here, especially because I should be able to get a single target attacking to Arcaludon with Dazzling Gleam. So overdrive gonna come out, pick up the knockout for Rig. I get single target Dazzling Gleam, pick up the knockout Arcaludon, and we have already taken a 4-2 lead. And that lead has been very, very huge, as this Dazzling Gleam will be able to knock out the Arcaludon and just overwhelm them because they've had a really slow team that committed on setting up Trick Room. But we have just not let them. This Imprison Gardevoir super strong here. This Pelipper is gonna come out, and then what's the last? I think I want to Psychic the Pelipper. Decidueye. Okay, perfect. I'm going for Overdrive Psychic, I think, and I'm going to target down the Pelipper always, because I have Brave Bird for the Hisuian Decidueye if it's Force of Terra, which is nice. So let's Overdrive. Let's Psychic here. Because if it's Wide Guard, I at least get a hit off in the Pelipper to bring it down to Focus Sash, which is good. And I still don't know the Terras here. Like Wide Guard plus the Decidueye attacking, it really just depends. I'm trying to cover for Wide Guard. I'm trying to cover for Protects, like gain good damage across the board. Halibur gonna go for the Terra, gonna be the Terra Ghost, although this really doesn't change anything. I'm pretty sure it's just double KO. Oh, they do Sucker Punch. Okay, so they have Sucker Punch. They target down my Gardevoir, but I think that's completely fine. I just get in my Talonflame. Overdrive? Huge damage. That's Assault Vest Decidueye. I think it might be. The Talon goes up. I think it is Assault Vest Pelipper. All right, let's bring out our Talonflame. Pretty sure I can just go for Tailwind plus... Okay, so I always go for Overdrive here. Actually, no, I never Brave Bird. I always Tailwind. Because if they Sucker Punch the Talonflame as I Brave Bird, then I would lose my Gale Wings and then Pelipper can actually do something. So yeah, I always Tailwind here. If they Wide Guard, it's fine. They did try to go for my misplay. Perfect. They did try to Sucker Punch the Talonflame, but I went for the Tailwind because I knew about the interaction of ignoring the Gale Wings. So we are able to destroy the Pelipper. And now we can Brave Bird the Decidueye very safely here. So good thing I did not go for like just a sudden attack here because that would have been very, very bad. So let's Overdrive. Let's go for Brave Bird. I could switch out, but it doesn't really change anything. That was going to be forfeited. Okay. Just super overwhelming. That is how you overwhelm Trick Room. They did a Tailwind, which I'm actually a bit surprised about. But it did end up working out heat for me because I was their lead. It didn't have Wide Guard, I think. I was just able to out pressure like Dark Halidon. Like that Mon does take a bit of time to set up. And when the Farigiraf couldn't do anything, or Farigiraf couldn't do anything, like, yeah, it was just like, it was kind of over. Whimsicott, Kilowattrel, Rillaboom, Farigiraf, Ursaluna, Blood Moon, and Arcanine. Actually, it's a pretty scary team. I don't know about the Trick Room stuff. We'll find out. But yeah, this is not easy. I do really like the Serena in this matchup. Serena's pretty good. I do like the Toxtricity damage output wise. I think Gardevoir in case I need to reverse Trick Room or set. Yeah, I think I do need a way to reverse Trick Room, which is important. And then last Pokemon, probably Garchomp for Hisuian Arcanine because I don't really do too well against it. Let's see. I mean, if they bluff me, because I can't tell if this is... I mean, this is Tail Room, right? Tailwind with Whimsicott, most likely, and then Trick Room mode with Farigiraf. Now, if they lead Tailwind plus Blood Moon, I'm into trouble. But if they go with the Trick Room route, I'm okay. I have a few options, like Taunt specifically. Although, if the Farigiraf does have Mental Herb, I guess I am risking a lot. So maybe I should let Gardevoir. Maybe Gardevoir Serena was the play here. We're going to see the Whimsicott Kilowattrel. Okay, that is not what I expected. Not a terrible spot, though. So this is Wind Power. Yeah, only one of these can be Focus Sash, though. Actually, I could be in a lot of trouble already. I think I'm just going to go for Protect with my Serena, and I'm just going to go for a Boom Burst immediately and try to get as much damage as I possibly can to both of these Pokemon. Because I do need to break a Sash on Whimsicott, so I can deny Talons in the future turns. But yeah, we'll see. I'm a little bit worried about how I'm handling the Blood Moon later, but we'll find out. That one comes out. Yeah, I did not expect them to lead this. I really thought they were going to try to Trick Room mode. Electro Ball. Okay. It's Serena. We take those. We definitely take those. Here's a big Boom Burst. I don't know how much damage we'll do, but I'm hoping for quite a bit. Oh my goodness, that's so much damage. Okay, blow up the Kilowattrel. I mean, we got a great turn one, but this is nowhere near over because the real threat has begun. It is going to be the Blood Moon or Ursaluna coming out. Do I just go down to Hyper Voice double up here? I'm a bit worried I still lose to just Hyper Voice spam. This is okay. What could be the last? Probably Rillaboom. I probably want Serena around. I probably have to say goodbye to Gardevoir, I think, and go for a Boom Burst. I need Protect to sell out to Tailwind. This is just rough, man. I think this is Helping Hand, Terra Normal, Hyper Voice, and I think I get blown up. At least Gardevoir has to Focus Sash. Yeah, I mean, we had a good start, but this position's still really not great. I was hoping it'd be Focus Sash, Kilowattrel, but in Covert Cloak Wind, but it looks like it's probably Specs, I'd imagine. Oh, they went for Moonblast. And Hyper Voice Terra Normal. I don't think Tox will live this. That's a weak one. Okay, that's not Life Orb. That was super weak. Now we have a game, actually. Okay. Wait, that was Life Orb. What? There's no way it did that little to Toxtricity. That did so much damage. What? Wait, how did that Hyper Voice do so little? It was 50%. There's no way it should have done that little. I have a feeling that... Is that just, like, Timid? No. I feel like Timid should have done more. I mean, I'm going out into Serena, I guess. I don't think I have to reveal the Garchomp yet. That's for Rigorath. Oh. We're not out of the woods yet. So, 2 turns of Tailwind. Oh, I'm scared of the... I mean, the Hyper Voice was just so little, though. I don't think a double up in this Serena KOs. I think my play is to always... Is it double up the... I think it is double up the Ursaluna. Yeah. With Boom Burst Power Whip. They go for the Blood Moon. Oh, I should tear it, actually. Wait, this was a huge mistake. No, this was a huge mistake. Why did I tear the Toxtricity? Actually, I can tear the Garchomp, so this is still playable. That was not a good play, though, from my end. Okay, they go for Psychic. Detox. Oh, that was... I mean... I could still play out of it. I'm just so shocked on what this Ursaluna is. Okay. Garchomp in. We go for Protect, I think. The reason I want to taunt the... Or, no, I should... Always doubling up the Blood Moon is correct. Was... I think I did need to tear it, though. There should be Trick Room on the Farig. I would say you always Trick Room here and go for a Blood Moon. Or not Blood Moon, Hyper Voice. Oh, they Protect Ursaluna. Huh. I'll take that, actually. They did go for Trick Room, so they did make this smart play here of getting the Trick Room up because I couldn't deny it. I was thinking of like taunting the Farigiraf the previous turn with the Serena. But the thing is, like, if I KO'd Blood Moon, then it would have, like, it wouldn't matter. They got Trick Room up. All right, they're going to go for Blood Moon. We're going for an Earthquake. We're hoping that we can take on the Farigiraf. I don't know if Farigiraf really runs. I don't know if they run Foul Play in this, because we ran Foul Play because there was Cali Ice and Calyx Shadow Rider in the previous regulation. So I don't think it's necessary in this one. Psychic is perfectly fine. We should take it. We didn't take it as well as I was hoping for. All right, we need to tank one Blood Moon into another Psychic, I think. I guess it's just way stronger than I thought. I'm surprised that Toxtricity only took half from a Terra Normal Life Orb Hyper Voice. So I was like, I can't tell the damage on the Ursaluna. Am I just underestimating Toxtricity's bulk? Because that monster is supposed to be bulky. That monster is supposed to be bulky. But yeah, I think like getting the combination wrong because they had back Trick Room. I think it would have been easier if I had Talonflame. So I can match the Tailwind. If I had the ability to match the Tailwind, this game was completely different. But because I didn't bring the Talonflame and I committed to them bring the Trick Room mode, it ended up being a lot, and I mean a lot harder. I think maybe I should have brought Talonflame over Serena. But yeah, Blood Moon kind of just destroyed me under. But then again, I had the option to go for the Terra with the Toxtricity. I thought they were just going to go for Hyper Voice plus a Psychic double up into Serena. But the Blood Moon into Psychic play also makes sense. So something I could have covered for, I suppose. All right, most of the games can be summed up by making sure that I had the speed control in the games, whether it was setting Tailwind with Talonflame and Overwhelming, or by denying Trick Room using Imprison and Taunt most of the time. I feel like otherwise I was just able to sweep through with my offensive options like the Garchomp, Toxtricity, and Basket Legion is pretty nice. The only games were a little bit dicey was maybe I could have Terra Steeled the Garchomp, but I don't think it actually did really matter in the long retrospect, because I think that game still came down to, does Salamence get the right outrage target? Because if they still outraged Toxtricity, I do think the game would have still been pretty much the same position regardless. And then finally, we also have the final game where, oh man, the Blood Moon or Saluna. Yeah, I guess I could have Terra Nova the Toxtricity reading it. But otherwise, I don't think I had too much counterplay to the Blood Moon under Trick Room because I didn't bring my own Trick Room. I think probably I either had to sack the Garchomp maybe earlier to bring in the free switch to Gardevoir so I can go for a Trick Room there, or I just needed to go for a Talonflame in the end game instead of bringing the Gardevoir. Toxtricity was a lot of fun. The electric poison typing I think is a great combination. It just helps out so much against common Pokemon in the format. Overdrive is a hard move to switch into. Sludge Bomb able to do a lot of damage to Rillaboom, which is nice. That Boom Burst can be super threatening as well. So pretty fantastic Pokemon. Gardevoir wasn't too bad. I did really enjoy like most of the members of the team. Overall, I would say the least Mon used was Serena, but I do think it had a place on the team. So overall, very strong options. If you want to try out the team, you can try it out with the rental code on the screen. Hopefully it's still available by the time this video comes out. And if you would like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description. But of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.